Okay, I'm going to show you how to put the signatures in now into the piece that we were going to make for the spine, and how this is going to, these are going to be attached, my signatures, and how this is going to be attached. So first of all, I'm going to make sure that all of my papers are correct. I don't have a signature turned upside down. So I'm just going to look through super quick, make sure they're all okay, and make sure that I have my top where my top should be, and go from there. I also have them lined in exactly the signatures how I want them to lay in the book. So I'm going to start with the back one because it's comfortable for me to start lining them up from back to front. So we need to get these poked in the exact same spot on here. And if you see I have top written, I need to flip that around to make sure that top is going to go with the top of my book. So I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to get to my center, which is this one. I know that because I did flip outs on each side. I'm going to double check, make sure my pages are where I want them, and they're not upside down. Nope, that looks good. Okay. So I'm going to tap that down, and I'm going to just make sure I have them in there snugly, okay? And then you can go ahead and lay your top to your top if you wanted to, and then draw your little lines in there. You can do it that way as well. I find it just as easy to take my book, my one that just a junk book, I open it to the middle, put it down in the crease, and then I just look where it's lined up and where this mark is, the center and each end. I'm at the top, good to go. I literally just go straight down the center. And I'm kind of holding it. Oh, I missed one step. You don't want to forget to do this, and I'm going to do this while I'm holding it. I'm going to put these clips on my book just to make sure when I go to put it in my, onto my spine, it's not shifting on me. So there's one step I forgot. Like, don't forget that, because you will want it to be a little more secure. And it's good to put them on all four sides. So now my book won't shift. All right, so I have my first one in. I'm going to line that back up because normally I would not move in this process. I would just stay right where I'm at. And then I'm going to, again, using my awl. I think it's called an awl. Wouldn't be a bad idea to clip these down too, so I didn't move them. Okay, so I now have all of my holes that I'm going to need to put that signature in. And you can see because my needle is now going to go through all of those holes. Okay? All right, I'm going to move that aside, and this is the top. First of all, you want to do every single book, because if I sew this in now, I don't have as a template. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. So I have gone ahead and done the other books. I have put the holes in them. I've got them secure so they're not going to move. This was the back signature, and that's the one I'm going to start with. So you're going to want to get some thread, a little bit more of a heavy-dutier thread. kind of like a heavy-duty quilting thread. We are going to make this 3 times the length of the book. Now I always give it just a little bit more working room. Now in the middle signature, I give it a lot more, because if I want strings that hang out the bottom to put beads on, then I have that option. Now, if you want to double this, of course, you would do it 6 times so that you could have a double. But this seems to work very well. And then I'm just going to grab my needle, and I'm not an expert at this, and I struggle with this part. So you'll probably see me fussing and struggling. Like I said, Gail Augustinelli and Pam from the Paper Outpost, they just seem to make it look so easy. But what you're going to do is you're going to go in your first hole here, and then I'm going to put it in the last center hole of what's going to be my spine. Okay, and this is going to be glued down, so you're not even going to see that. And then I'm going to pull it all the way through. And I'm not worried about getting it super tight at the moment. I'm just worried about getting things in the holes. So now I'm going to go through the bottom hole and the bottom of my book. And as you can see, I struggle a little bit. I have to fuss with it quite a bit, but eventually I'm able to get it. So put that through. And I still want this in here. I don't want that to be going anywhere. So I'm not really going to tighten anything right now because I can move this as I'm working on it. Now I'm going to hold this string down, and I'm putting this string above that string. I'm going to come back through the top without crossing the two. So you're going to go back through that middle one, and then I'm going to go through the end one. And if I've lined them up right, actually that one went in pretty easy. I got to make sure I still have my tail here. Then I'm going to pull this through. And then, see, I'm hooked here. So, like I said, I struggle a little bit, but in the end, I seem to make it work. Okay, so now it seems like these two are crossed, and I don't want that. I actually haven't figured out why, but they tell me I don't want that, so I don't do that. So I've uncrossed that, and I have quite a bit here, so I think I'm going to pull a little bit back through. Which one am I pulling on? I'm going to pull this one through. Maybe get a little bit more string on the other side. There, that's kind of what I want to do. Get these strings a little bit more even. Like I said, I struggle, so I'm definitely not the expert for sure. Okay, all right, now I'm going to tighten these up. And then I'm going to tie. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, I'm going to take this string and put it through this side. So I've kind of crossed the two. And then I'm going to tug, but I'm not going to pull super, super hard. I just want to tug it so that it's snug, and I usually kind of just do a snap of it to see if it's tight. You don't want to pull super hard because you don't want to start putting holes in these signatures. And then I'm going to hold that spot and hopefully tie a knot, which is always a struggle for me. You know, fingers just don't work the way they used to. Okay, let's try this again. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to pull these. And there we go. And I got that first knot. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a second. And I'm going to go ahead and do a third. I think. Yep. Okay. Now with these strings, when you have leftovers, you can tie a bow if you want. And that's why I do a little bit extra in case I just wanted to put a bow in there. You can do that, and maybe with a different ribbon I would. I just prefer them just hanging. And then these particular ones I am going to clip so that they're up inside the book, and then they're not bothering me. So I have a pretty good hold on this one, and that's my first signature. Okay, so I redid the middle one and made it tighter. I'm a little more happy with that. And as I was watching back the video before I turn the camera on again, I realized I was kind of really out of frame for you to see what I was doing. So I thought I'd go ahead and do the third and last signature with you. And you can fast forward through it if you kind of got the whole gist of it, which I'm sure you did. So I'm getting ready to add the third one to my last holes that I made in my chipboard. So through the middle, down, through the end of the last one, and the end of the book, and like I said, I struggle. I have not found a way not to struggle through it, but I just do it. It's kind of a process I don't love, but I love the look of the book at the end, so I will do it. And then I am going to go through the middle again at the top. And bring that up. Come on. Okay. And then through the top. And there I have it. So again, at this point, I'm going to start to snug these. And I think the last one I didn't really start to snug it until after it was all in there. So I'm just starting to snug them up a bit. And then I'm going to go underneath and through this side. And I'm just going to turn them this way. And then I'm really going to start to just snug them up. And sometimes I'm weary of, like, am I going to rip the paper? So I'm always a little, I guess, I try not to be too heavy-handed because I just don't want that to happen. And then I'm going to really hang on to that this time. I think that last time in the middle, I just didn't do that. But I've had that happen before, and I didn't like it. I knew I wasn't going to like it, so I just fixed it fixed it right away and been done with it. And here, as you can see, my fumbling hands, this is where I really struggle. So again, I'm holding that super tight. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to just try to wiggle that in there and not let go. And hopefully I got it. Yep, I got it. Now, if I did rip the paper, I can always go in with some washi tape. I would cover over the middle and just to re-secure that hole and make sure that doesn't come out. But so far I have not had anything come out, and those look pretty good. Okay, good golly, Miss Molly, that was a struggle. So like I said, it is a struggle for me. I ended up having to do this one over, and then I got that one in and did that one over. So please go watch Gail or Pam. They really do a great job. I struggle, but I do like the look. It's worth it for me. I'll go through the struggle. So now this is going to be implanted in here. And see how I said you wouldn't really see a lot of that spine anyway, so I wasn't going to mess with that. Now in this, we are going to be using 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac, whichever your choice is. And this is going to get lots of glue. So I'm first going to start by just going up and down the spine, and I'm going to make sure I get some really good coverage here. And I want to load it in because I want this spine to last for a really long time. I'm also going to, oh, one thing I better mention, let's see if our cover is, oh, our cover was upside down. Now, if you did it upside down with this type of book, you could always put a cover on the end and you wouldn't know the difference. But if I want to keep this cover, then my book would be upside down. So I'm going to also put glue, a lot of glue, all over the actual cardboard spine. And that's also going to help hold the string and stuff as well from moving and shifting. And looks like that one's still a little bit loose, but I'm going to live with it because I'm on a process now. So as you can see, I am loading it up. I want this thing to stick, and I'm actually going to go back in here. I see some is soaked through. That's okay. I'm going to go back in here and I am going to put more. Now, my book is straight. This is straight. Now I'm going to line my book up into the crevice there. I'm going to make sure I've got it good on either side. And oh yeah, she's saturated. Okay. And I'm just going to push that in, get the glue off my fingers. And I'm going to test it. Okay, it needs to move because I can feel that I've got a little bit of resistance here, and we don't want that. So I need to make sure that I'm getting it right down in there. And I'm going to just move it a little bit because I don't want resistance for when the book is closed. Okay, and then I'm going to go through in each signature. You can do this with a ruler. I'm going to do it with the bone folder, but in between where the cardboard is sticking, that's where I'm going to go. And I'm going to just start really pressing that down. In fact, I think I will get my ruler, and I'm just going to really give it a nice press. Give this a nice press, and I'm going to go in between each one of those and do that. Give it a nice press, and same for that end. Okay. Those signatures caught that. Oh, good. I was wondering if it would catch that envelope top. I measured it to see if it would. All right. So now I'm still getting a little bit of resistance here. Why am I getting resistance? Because I probably should have cut that a little bit shorter, but I think I've been able to move it and adjust it. Okay, so it's going to bend. Now, the trick is, again, like before, is to leave it alone. Don't be messing around with it. Ready to get in there and get some stuff done. There, I got it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let that set overnight. I think I've pressed it down enough. I might go back and press it just a little bit more. Oh, I got that stuck. Yeah, I might just fiddle with it a little bit, but mostly I really want to just let it dry into place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my clip and I'm going to stand it up somewhere and let that dry. And I'm trying to even out the bottom so that when it does dry, all dries together. And there we go. That is how you do a hidden spine. And now I can say this is my second hidden spine done with a book ready to embellish. Oh, I'm so excited. So here is my mushroom book, and I think I've shown you this before. And yeah, and here's my spine, and now I'm going to start embellishing pages. So maybe I will do a video on how I'm going to go about doing that, or I might just do a flip through when I'm done. I don't know. What do you think? You think you want to come along with me while I'm embellishing this? Just let me know. Have a great one. Hope this helps.